Hey guys, Kenny here. Day after Christmas, we got an old Ariens Sno-Thro here. This one's from the 70s, where it has the levers to engage the drive and to engage the auger. Now this thing here just needed a general cleanup. It's a little worn in there, but everything works. The main thing was that it needed a brand new tube. And my buddies at L&R told me it was a pain in the butt to get this tire off. So thanks, Ronnie, for helping me out with that. It runs good. It looks like the customer put a brand new carburetor in there. He said the thing wouldn't move. What he did was he told me that the pan, you got the pan on the bottom, totally covered. Look at that. It wasn't even attached correctly. That wood screw was what he was using to attach the pan with, and that long bolt was actually hanging out of the pan. It was hanging out of this pan. I don't know where it came from. I can't find it missing anywhere. Who knows what they used it for, but it was sitting in there. So anyway, I'm gonna clean up this pan. I'll throw it back on with some real screws that go on there. But the main thing is, if you notice, this skid shoe here is in decent shape, still got some life in it, but this one doesn't. All right, this one here, pretty much dead. And at this point, you know, I don't feel like whipping out the welder and putting on a piece of metal. So I'm gonna do my old trick where I flip it upside down and I bend the end up. So let me take that thing off. We're gonna throw it on the vise and I'll show you what I do. All right, 9/16. I got my trusty Milwaukee. One. There's two. Flat washers. Okay, what I do, I take this thing, I flip it right here, I bend it. So that's gonna be your wear surface now. I take it over to the vise and I bend it and I stick it back on. That's a cheap fix, doesn't really cost you anything. So let's go to the vise. So you put it in the vise, you align it with the bottom of the holes so you can get it straight. Tighten the hell out of it. And then you're gonna beat the heck out of it. Let's see what I got. I gotta get a bigger hammer. I'll be back. All right, bigger hammer, 5-pound sledge, safety glasses. All right, let's go to town. Let's see what we got there. All right, there we go. Now you got a shoe that you can use. All right, it's bent down. I'm gonna deburr it, but now you got an inexpensive shoe. You didn't have to spend 20 bucks. You deburr all the sharp edges up there so you don't get cut, but look at it now, guys. You got a free shoe. It didn't cost you anything. All right, we'll be back in a minute. All right, we got our reworked shoe. Let's get some of the burrs off of here. just don't want anybody getting cut on the burrs. These things can burr very easy. And now, yeah, there's no burrs, nice and soft. Oh, a couple burrs, hold on. All right, yeah, you don't want any burrs on here. All right, so now we're burr free. And if you want, eventually, when this thing wears out, if you want to weld a piece on there, I don't feel like welding right now. So all I did was bend it in the vise. Now I got a free skid shoe. Let's mount it. Ugh. I think Jason Pate likes the idea of the free skid shoe. I like it too. All right, let's get this thing going. Carriage bolts. Skid shoe. Flat washer. Three-eighths bolt, and these are locking bolts. They have little dots in them, which means they're locking bolts. They're interference bolts. That's how you can tell. You can see the bolt has a little dot. See the dot? There's a little dot in the top of it. That little dot on the flat means that it's a interference nut, a lock nut. Let me go easy with the impact. All right, now to adjust these, what I do is I put it on something flat and I use a paint stirring stick on the wear edge. So let me get that, we'll adjust it, and they'll be ready for the guy. All right, be right back. All right, we cleaned up the cover, we banged out all the dents that were in it. There are all kinds of dents and stuff. We put proper hardware instead of what was in there before. We got lock washers, flat washers. They actually had wood screws and whatever else they could in there. I don't know what the heck they were doing. So, all right, all we gotta do now is we gotta put the new oil in it. And I just wanted to show you guys. When I change the oil on these, I use a piece of Tygon tubing. I loosen up that bolt. I tilt the thing over so oil can't come out. I stick in this thing and I drain it out and then I tilt it back. It's very easy. Piece of 1/2-inch Tygon tubing. You get it at Home Depot for 10 bucks. Easy way to change the oil. All right, let's tip her over. All right, we got that new shoe installed that we made. We got to set up the depth on that. We got to put oil in it, and then we'll go from there. All right, let me get a block of wood so I have something flat. I'll be right back. All right, would you believe I couldn't find a paint stirring stick, but I did have aluminum shims that are 40 thousandths each, so 3 of them is 1/8 of an inch. So I put the shims underneath the scraper bar. I loosen up the shoe, and it's on a flat piece of plywood. Then I press it down onto the plywood and I tighten them up, and that'll set the gap. So let me do that. That's resting flat. That's it. That one's done. Get this one. Always have a kneeler, don't ruin your knees, guys. All right, the bolts, let me loosen them up. All right, they're loose. Flatten it out so it's flat on the plywood. Tighten her up. Gotta be careful with a 1/2 inch. Okay, that's it. Now both of them are flat on the plywood. I'll take out the aluminum shim, and then you'll have 1/8 of an inch gap. All right. Now you got the correct gap underneath there to scrape your snow. All right, You got the correct gap under there, 1/8 of an inch, and that's what they recommend. All right, what's left? I gotta throw oil in it and then deliver it back to the customer. All right, that'll be it for this, guys. Basically, it had a new carburetor on it, so I didn't have to touch that. The base pan was all messed up. I had to clean that up and put new screws in it. The tire needed a tube. You can see where Ronnie had a little fun getting the tube off and getting it back in, but thank you, Ronnie, for that. Changed the oil. I took his existing skid shoe and I bent it to make a new skid shoe. Save yourself some money, guys. Bend the old one into a new one. It's a quick and easy trick. 5-pound sledgehammer and a vise. There you go. Why spend 20 bucks? All right, that's gonna be it, guys. I hope everyone enjoyed the holiday. Don't forget, tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern time, 11 p.m. UK time, I'm going on with Bruce P. from Bruce's Shop and Gary from Bass Guitar 1985. We're gonna talk generators. So I hope to see you all there, guys. Until then, we'll talk to you soon.